same link because
Okay.
that one didn't work. As soon as I've got the link, I'm gonna send it to you in the chat, and I'm gonna post it on the other.
Okay. For some reason, Google security has had a little flip
Don't
out,
worry,
but
we are live.
yeah, we are live. Oh, we are live. Thank goodness. Hello. Excuse us for slightly late start and being slightly disorganized just there. We were having some fun with our Zoom links just for a change. Honestly, we had to take a couple of weeks off and everything just kind of falls apart. Anyway, hello, everybody out there in the real world. We are here again. Shakespeare is ready to bring you some Shakespeare scenes from Hughes only. We have a whole nother group of lovely actors here to work for you today. And we're going to do 4 scenes. Let's just go around and say just quickly hello to everybody, because this has been us re-meeting again, like first time since Christmas. It's great fun. So Fergus is with us again. Hello, Fergus. Always a joy. Linda, always lovely, Linda. And Susie over there in Portsmouth, still
Hello.
looking like a snuff fairy. Very, very pretty. And Jerome is back with us, and it's been ages since we got to play with Jerome, so we are very, very excited. We have Jenny, who is joining us from snowy Devon, we understand, and we are very, very jealous here in miserable London. Joaquin is there, very, very lovely to see you. And Valentina has stepped out. She is manfully running our rather misbehaving Zoom at the moment, but she's also acting with us today, so that's going to be fun. Right, lovely actors. Thank you for coming to say hello. Now, take yourselves off to the virtual tiring house, take deep breaths, and I will see you for your various scenes. And off they go, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so in case you have not joined us before, honestly, where have you been? And how did you find us today? Hello, my name's Lizzie. I am artistic director for Shakespeare. We are the strange company who do Shakespeare from lines and cues only. We do not prepare using an entire script. We do not rehearse together before performance. Why do we do that? Because that's how it used to work in Shakespeare's own time. So we are part of this radical theatre movement, which is taking this ancient form of theatre and making it into something modern, basically because we enjoy it and we feel it brings all sort of unexpected things out of the scenes themselves, and certainly out of us, because it keeps you very much on your toes. And Zoom is doing that as well, so we thank you very much, Internet. Um, so, a few things, just a little housekeeping, then we will launch into, we have 4 scenes to play for you now. So if you are able to, our donation link, as ever, is just there by our YouTube picture. They are not required, they are not expected, they are very much appreciated. Everybody who performs for you today is performing for free, for love, basically because we want to. We have thoroughly enjoyed the unexpected explosion of theatre that happened last year on Zoom. We are going to be continuing with it full throttle this year. But it would be, if you are able, we would very much appreciate a few pennies in our hat. The money that is donated to us goes into a pot, which is periodically shared between members of the company still experiencing significant hardship. And yes, there are it is not easy times for anybody. If you are not able, not to bother them, but if you are able, then thank you very much. Much appreciated. Couple of things just to plug for you before we start. We are starting again our rolling program of online workshops. So if you would like to improve your own performance on Zoom skills, so if you are doing any form of presentation or performance via Zoom, then please join Valentina Vinci, who is one of, excuse me, who will be running our first Zoom performance workshop, codenamed Taming of the Zoom. All information for that is on Eventbrite. You can also find links on all our social media. So Shake Scene Shakespeare on Facebook, at Shake Scenery on Twitter, and again, Shake Scene Shakespeare on Instagram, and just about everywhere else. And our website, that's the other one. Here's another one. And or just leave us a message here or get in touch with us any way that you can. We will happily share the information with you. So Wednesday of this coming week, so it's Wednesday the 6th in the evening, there is the Zoom performance workshop for 2 hours. Then starting next Tuesday, Tuesday the 12th, we have the first of our performance from Q's units taught by the lovely Larissa Oates. That's from 7 till 8 in the 7 till 9, I beg your pardon. And then again on the 19th, we have Unit 2 taught by George Andrews. And then we are rolling on into our the rest of our Shakespeare text and meter workshops, which in the following weeks, which I'll plug for you another time, or all the information will be up on our social media. So please keep an eye out. We are so happy to have been able to sort of include and reach out to all the people that we did last year. We want to do it so much more this year. So please reach out back to us and join us if you can. This is so much fun. It's kind of crazy, but it is fun. So come and try it. Come and join us. Okay. I think everything else that I have to say, I will leave until the end, because that's enough of me gabbling for now. So 4 scenes. We are doing a couple that are slightly more serious and a couple that are slightly less serious to kind of suit the mood for the moment, because January, it's a dark month, it's a cold month, and it's good to sort of investigate that. But then it's also good to lighten things, because spring is on its way, little as it may seem possible. So the first scene we are going to do for you this afternoon, excuse me while I rearrange my screen, is from Richard III. And we are going to dive straight into the court of England, which is currently the court of King Edward, Richard of Gloucester's older brother. And this is a place which is, should we say, experiencing lively exchange of opinions. And we have various factions, people, everybody wants what they want from the new king, from the old king, from the system. Who knows? Political backbiting and, well, everything that you can think of, which is still very much alive and with us in the world today, which is another one of those questions to why do we do Shakespeare? Because he's still talking to us, that's why. So let us go in. So my entire company is in this one. Everyone, can you just pop off your mics and just let me know? Everybody there? Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
Ready?
my job as bookholder in this environment is I don't so much prompt lines, but if anybody's internet connection becomes too unstable or drops out for any awful reason, then you may hear me piping up just to fill in lines. That's my job, and that's what the bookholder would have done in Shakespeare's time, not because of Zoom, but what can we do? This is what we do. Right. So, guys, some things do not change. As soon as I go, the stage is yours. First to speak is Richard. Thereafter, listen for your cues. All right, have fun, and I'll see you afterwards.
You may deny that you were not the mean of my Lord Hastings' late imprisonment.
She may, my lord, for...
She may, Lord Rivers, who knows not so. She may do more, sir, than denying that. She may help you to many fair preferments, and deny her aiding hand therein, and lay those honours on your high desert. What may she not? She may, aye, marry, she may.
What, marry, may she?
Why, marry may she marry with a king, a bachelor, and a handsome stripling too. I wish your grandam had a worser match.
My lord of Gloucester, I have too long borne your blunt upbraidings and your bitter scoffs. By heaven, I will acquaint his majesty of those gross taunts that oft I have endured. I had rather be a country servant maid than a great queen with this condition. To be so baited, scorned, and stormed at, small joy have I in being England's queen.
And lessened be that small. God, I beseech him, thy honour, state, and seat is due to me.
What? Threat you me with telling of the king? I will avouch it in the presence of the king. I dare adventure to be sent to the tower. 'Tis time to speak. My pains are quite forgot.
Out, devil! I do remember them too well. Thou kill'st my husband, Henry, in the Tower, and Edward, my poor son, at Tewkesbury.
Ere you were queen? Aye, or your husband, king. I was a pack horse in his great affairs, a weeder out of his proud adversaries, a liberal award of his friends, to royalize his blood. I spent mine own.
Aye, and much better blood than his, or thine.
in all which time was your husband grey, were factious for the house of Lancaster. And Rivers, so were you. Was not your husband in Margaret's battle at St. Albans slain? Let me put in your minds, if you forget, what you have been ere this, and what you are, with all what I have been and what I am.
A murtherous villain, and so still thou art.
Poor Clarence did forsake his father, Warwick, aye, and forsooth himself, which Jesu pardon.
Which God revenge.
To fight on Edward's part for the crown. And for his meat, poor lord, he is mewed up. I would to God my heart were flint like Edward's, or Edward's soft and pitiful like mine. I am too childish, foolish for this world.
Hie thee to hell for shame, and leave this world, thou cacodemon. There thy kingdom is.
My lord of Gloucester, in those busy days which here you urged to prove us enemies, we followed then our lord, our sovereign king. So should we you, if you should be king.
If I should be, I had rather be a peddler. Far be it from my heart the thought thereof.
As little joy, my lord, as you suppose you should enjoy were you this country's king, as little joy you may suppose in me that I enjoy being the queen thereof.
A little joy enjoys the queen thereof, for I am she, and altogether joyless. I can no longer hold me patient. Hear me, you wrangling pirates, that fall out in sharing that which you have pilled from me. Which of you trembles not, that looks on me? If not that I am queen, you bow like subjects, yet that by you deposed. You quake like rebels. Ah, gentle villain, do not turn away.
Fouled, wrinkled witch, what makest thou in my sight?
But repetition of what thou hast marred, that will I make before I let thee go.
Wert thou not banished on pain of death?
I was, but I do find more pain in banishment than death can yield me here by my abode. A husband and a son thou owest to me, and thou a kingdom. All of you, allegiance. This sorrow that I have by right is yours, and all the pleasures you usurp are mine.
The curse my noble father laid on thee when thou didst crown his warlike brows with paper, and with thy scorns drew rivers from his eyes, and then to dry them gave the duke a clout steeped in faultless blood of pretty Rutland. His curses then from bitterness of soul denounced against thee are all fallen upon thee, and God, not we, have plagued thy bloodied deed.
So just as God to right the innocent.
Was the foulest deed to slay that babe, and the most merciless that e'er was heard of.
Tyrants themselves wept when it was reported.
No man but prophesied revenge for it.
Northumberland then present wept to see it.
What? Were you all snarling before I came, ready to catch each other by the throat, and turn your hatred now on me? Did York's dread curse prevail so much with heaven that Henry's death, my lovely Edward's death, their kingdom's loss, my woeful banishment, should all but answer for that peevish brat? Can curses pierce the clouds and enter heaven? Why then give way, dull clouds, to my quick curses, though not by war, by surfeit die your king, as ours by Merthyr, to make him a king. Edward, thy son, that now is Prince of Wales, for Edward our son, that was Prince of Wales, die in his youth, by like untimely violence. Thyself a queen, for me that was a queen, outlive thy glory, like my wretched self, Long mayst thou live to waylay thy children's death, and see another as I see him now, decked in thy rights, as thou art stalled in mine. Long die thy happy days before thy death, and after many lengthened hours of grief, die neither mother, wife, nor England's queen. Rivers and Dorset, you were standers by, and so was thou, Lord Hastings, when my son was stabbed with bloody daggers. Oh, God, I pray him that none of you may live his natural age, but by some unlocked accident cut off.
Have done thy charm, thou hateful withered hag.
And leave thee out, stay, dog, for thou shalt hear me. If heaven have any grievous plague in store, exceeding those that I can wish upon thee, oh, let them keep it, till thy sins be ripe, and then hurl down their indignation on thee, the troubler of the poor world's peace. The worm of conscience still begnaw thy soul. Thy friends suspect for traitors while thou livest, and take deep traitors for thy dearest friends. No sleep close up that deadly eye of thine, unless it be while some tormenting dream affrights thee with a hell of ugly devils, thou elvish marked, abortive, rooting hog, thou that was sealed in thy nativity, the slave of nature and the son of hell, thou slander of thy heavy mother's womb, thou loathed issue of thy father's loins, thou rag of honour, thou detested.
Margaret!
Richard,
Ha!
I call thee not.
I cry thee mercy then, for I to think thou hadst called me all these bitter names.
Why, so I did, but look for no reply. Oh, let me make the period to my curse.
'Tis done by me, and ends in Margaret.
Thus have you breathed your curse against yourself.
Poor painted queen, vain flourish of my fortunes. Why strewest thou sugar on that bottled spider, whose deadly web ensnareth thee about? Fool, fool, thou whetst a knife to kill thyself. The day will come that thou wilt wish for me to help thee curse this poisonous, bunch-backed toad.
Pulse, boding woman, end thy frantic curse, lest to thy arm thou move our patience.
Foul shame upon you, you have all moved mine.
Were you well served, you would be taught your duty.
To serve me well, you should do me duty. Teach me to be your queen, and you my subjects. Oh, serve me well, and teach yourselves that duty.
Dispute not with her, she is lunatic.
Peace, Master Marquis, you are malapert. Your fine new stamp of honour is scarce current. Oh, that your young new nobility could judge what 'twere to lose it and be miserable. They that stand high have many blasts to shake them, and if they fall, they dash themselves to pieces.
Good counsel, marry. Learn it, Marcus.
It touches you, my lord, as much as me.
Aye. And much more, but I was born so high, our eyrie buildeth in the cedar tops, and dallies in the wind, the scorn, the sun.
And turns the sun to shade, alas, alas. Witness my son, now in the shade of death, whose bright outshining became thy cloudy wrath hath in eternal darkness folded up. Your Avery buildeth in our Avery's nest. Oh God, that seest it, do not suffer it, as it is one with blood. Lost be it so.
Peace. Peace for shame, if not for charity.
urge neither charity nor shame to me. Uncharitably with me have you dealt, and shamefully my hopes by you are butchered. My charity is outrage. Life, my shame, and in that shame, still live my sorrow's rage.
Have done, have done.
Oh, princely Buckingham, I'll kiss thy hand. In sign of league and amity with thee. Now fair befall thee and thy noble house. Thy garments are not spotted with our blood, nor thou within the compass of my curse.
Nor no one here, for curses never pass the lips of those that breathe them in the air.
I will not think, but they ascend the sky, and there awake God's gentle sleeping peace. Oh, Buckingham,
Nothing that I respect.
take heed of yonder dog. Look, when he fawns, he bites, and when he bites, his venom tooth will rankle to the death. Have not to do with him, beware of him. Sin, death, and hell have set their marks on him, and all their ministers attend on him.
What does she say, my lord of Buckingham?
Nothing that I respect, my gracious lord.
What, dost thou scorn me for my gentle counsel, and sooth the devil that I warn thee from? Oh, but remember this another day, when he shall split thy very heart with sorrow, and say, poor Margaret was a prophetess. Live each of you the subjects to his hate, and he to yours, and all of you to God's.
My hair does stand on end to hear her curses.
So doth mine. I muse why she's at liberty.
I cannot blame her, by God's holy mother. She hath had too much wrong, and I repent my part thereof, that I have done to her.
I never did her any to my knowledge.
Yet you have all the vantage of her wrong. I was too hot to do somebody good. That is too cold in thinking of it now. Mary, as for Clarence, he is well repaid. He is franked up to fatting for his pains. God pardon him. They that are the cause of it, thereof.
A virtuous and a Christian-like conclusion to pray for them that have done scathe to us.
So do I ever, being well advised. For had I cursed now, I had cursed myself.
And that's it for Richard III today. Thank you, everybody. Oh, that's definitely a stirring way to start the year. Richard III, of course, a play that we did tackle. It was our first go at a history last year. We may well be coming back to Richard III at the end of this year, but we'll see. We'll see. I have a project in mind. We see if we might go halfway through the histories and then either take a break, or we might go halfway through the histories and then go all the way. So we could go from Richard II to Richard III. That could be a fun year, couldn't it? Right. So thank you all very much for that stirring start of courtly intrigue. And now we're going to go to another court, which is equally stirred by intrigue and whispers of bad conduct and laws gone awry. We're going to Measure for Measure, which was one of the first plays we did last year, that was new. We started out last year by working through the plays that we already had that had already been adapted for part work. And Measure for Measure was the first one that I adapted for us to do on the internet. And suffice it to say that we've got a little bit better at it over the last few months. But Measure for the Measure is such a fascinating play. So we are going to go to Shakespeare's version of Vienna, because It's just Vienna. It's not really Vienna, I don't think. So, in the city of Vienna, there has been a great deal of lawlessness and bad behavior. And the Duke, who was the leader of the city, has mysteriously gone away. Nobody knows where or why. But he has left in his place to run the city his second in command, Angelo, to be supported by worthy elderly judge Aeschylus. Now, in this scene, the worthy Angelo meets a suitor begging for the life of one Claudio. Now, one of the laws that Angelo has brought back into active role of some description is the law forbidding any kind of sexual promiscuity outside of marriage on pain of death. And the first victim of this law is to be a young man called Claudio. Now, Claudio has many friends in the city. He also has a sister. So let us see how effectively they manage to beg for Claudio's life. So can I just check that we have finding my list, we have a provost, a servant, an Angelo, and Isabella, and a Lucio all ready to go. Just pop your mics off and let me go, yes, I'm here.
Yes, I'm here.
I'm here.
I love it when people do that. Thank you all very much. Right. Have a wonderful scene. Have a lovely time in Vienna, and I will see you all after it. See you in a bit.
He's hearing of a course. He will come straight. I'll tell him of you.
Pray you do. Pray you do. I'll know his pleasure. Maybe he will relent. Alas, all sects, all ages smack of this vice. And he to die for it?
Now, what's the matter, Provost?
Is it your will Claudio shall die tomorrow?
Did I not tell thee yea? Hadst thou not order? Why dost thou ask again?
Lest I might be too rash. Under your good correction, I have seen, when after execution, judgment hath repented or his doom.
Go to, let that be mine. Do you your office, or give up your place, and you shall well be spared.
I crave your honour's pardon. What shall be done, sir, with the groaning Juliet? She's very near her hour.
Dispose of her to some more fitter place, and that with speed.
Here is the sister of the man condemned, desires access to you.
Hath sister?
I, my good lord, a very virtuous maid, and to be shortly of a sisterhood, if not already.
Well, let her be admitted. See you the fornicatress be removed. Let her have needful but not lavish means. There shall be order for it.
Save your honour.
Stay a little while. You are welcome. What's your will?
I am a woeful suitor to your honour. Please, but your honour, hear me.
Oh, what's your suit?
I have a brother, is condemned to die. I do beseech you, if it be his fault, let it be his fault and not my brother.
Heaven give thee moving graces.
Condemn the fault, and not the actor of it. Why, every fault's condemned ere it be done. Mine were the very cipher of a function to find the faults, whose fine stands in record and let go by the actor.
Oh, just but severe law. I had a brother then. Heaven keep your honour.
Not over so. To him again, entreat him. Kneel down before him, hang upon his gown. You are too cold. If you should need a pin, you could not with more tame a tongue desire it. To him, I say.
Must he needs die?
Maiden, no remedy.
Yes, I do think that you might pardon him, and neither heaven nor man grieve at mercy.
I will not do it.
But can you if you would?
Look what I will not, that I cannot do.
But might you do it, and do the world no wrong if so your heart would have that remorse as mine is to him?
He's sentenced. 'Tis too late.
Too cold.
Too late. Why, no. I that do speak a word may call it again. Will believe this. No ceremony that two great ones long, not king's crown, nor the depute sword, the marshal's truncheon or the judge's robe, come with one half so good a grace as mercy does. If he had been as you and you as he, you would have slipped like him, but he, like you, would not have been so stern.
Pray you be gone.
I would to heaven I had your potency and you were Isabel. Should it then be thus? No, I would tell what were to be a judge and what a prisoner.
Touch him. There's the vein.
Your brother is a forfeit of the law, and you but waste your words.
Alas, alas! Why, all the souls that were forfeit once, and he that might the vantage best took found out the remedy. How would you be if he which is top of judgment should but judge you as you are, who think on that, and mercy then will breathe within your lips like man new made?
Be you content, fair maid. It is the law, not I, condemn your brother. Were he my kinsman, brother, or my son, it should be thus with him. He must die tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, that's sudden. Spare him, spare him. He's not prepared for death. Even for our kitchens we kill the fowl of season. Shall we serve heaven with less respect than we do minister to our gross selves? Good, good, my lord, bethink you. Who is it that hath died for this offense? There's many have committed it.
Aye, well said.
The law hath not been dead, though it hath slept. Those many had not dared to do that evil. If the first that did edict infringe had answered for his deed, now 'tis awake. Take note of what is done.
Yet show some pity.
I show it most of all when I show justice. Your brother dies tomorrow. Be content.
So you must be the first that gives this sentence, and he that suffers. Oh, it is excellent to have a giant, and it is weariness to use it like a giant.
That's well said.
Could great men thunder as Jove himself does, Jove would never be quiet, for every pelting petty officer use his heaven for thunder, nothing but thunder. Merciful heaven, thou rather with thy sharp and sulphurous bolt splits than withal and gnarled hook the soft mortal. But man, proud man, dressed in a little brief authority, most ignorant of what he's most assured, his glassy essence like an angry ape, plays such fantastic tricks before high heaven as make the angels weep, who are spleens would all themselves laugh mortal.
Oh, to him, wench. He will relent. He's coming, I perceived.
Heaven she win him.
We cannot weigh our brother with ourselves. Great men may jest with saints is within them, but in the less, foul profanation.
They're in the right, girl. More of that.
That in the captain's choleric word, which the soldier is flat blasphemy.
Hard advice on that. More on it.
Why do you put these sayings on me?
Because authority, though it's there, like others, but yet kind of medicine in itself that stings the vice knock there and ask your heart what it must know that's like my brother's fault. If it confess a natural guiltiness such as his, let it not sound a thought upon your tongue against my brother's life.
She speaks, and 'tis such sense that my sense breeds with it. Fare you well.
Be gentle, my lord, turn back.
I will bethink me. Come again tomorrow.
Hark! How I'll bribe you. Good my lord, turn back.
How bribe me?
I, with such gifts that heaven shall share with you.
You admired all else.
Not on sickles of attested gold or stones whose rate by the rich or poor as fancy values them, but with true prayers that shall be up at heaven and enter there ere sunrise.
Well, come to me tomorrow.
Go to this well. Away.
Heaven keep your honor safe.
Amen. For I am that way going to temptation where prayers cross.
At what hour tomorrow shall I attend your lordship?
At any time, forenoon.
Save your honor.
Well done, guys. Again, wow. Really bringing the power there. That was some stirring stuff. Lovely to have that. Susie and Jerome, that was some real fighting stuff. Fergus, you were getting in there as well. Jenny, that was beautiful. It's a privilege to put together people like that. And I am so lucky that I get to do this. And I really hope that everybody out there is enjoying that as much as I was. Okay, brilliant. So, rolling straight on from these highly emotional and stirring political shenanigans. Again, the echoes in the modern day world. Let's go to a lovely, peaceful, tranquil, pastoral scene. Let's go to the fantasy kingdom of Navarre. So we're going back into Love's Labour's Lost, another play that we did last October, which was very fun, very peaceful, and actually it caused a lot of giggles among the company because at a time when it was, we were not allowed to mingle socially, we couldn't go into each other's houses. Of course, into the kingdom of the king of Navarre, there comes a cortege of ladies from France. Now, the king of Navarre has sworn that his court will not receive women for, I think it's 4 years. That he and his friends are going to live a simple and ascetic life. They will study, they will eat little, they will sleep little, they will study much, they will discuss, and they will have nothing to do with women. And of course, immediately they have to, because here comes this embassy from France with which they have to deal. But they can't let them into the court because that would be violating their oath. So the princess and her ladies camp in the grounds of the king's castle, which struck us as being extremely good social distancing in Shakespeare's time, 2 hours. And of course, being Shakespeare and being a comedy, what happens? But all the gentlemen, the king and his 3 friends, fall in love with the Princess of France and her 3 ladies. But how are they to court them when they're not supposed to have anything to do with women? They have sworn this oath. So what do? Well, let's find out. We're just going to visit them for one scene, but we'll be revisiting that play. We'll bring it back in at some point in this coming year. So if you wonder what happens, we'll let you know. Okay, so can I just check that we have our princess, our Catherine Maria, and Mistress Rosaline? Are we all there and ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Great. Well,
Ready.
off you go then, ladies. As soon as I go, the stage is yours. Please take us to the sunny park of Navarre. Have fun.
Sweethearts, we shall be rich ere we depart. Faring come this city walled about with diamonds. Look you, I have from the loving king.
Oh,
Madam, came nothing else along with that?
Nothing but this. Yes, as much love in rhyme as would be crammed up in a sheet of paper, with on both sides the leaf margins and all that he was fain to seal on Cupid's name.
That was the way to make his god head wax, for he has been 5,000 years a boy.
Aye, and a shrewd, unhappy gallows too.
You'll ne'er be friends with him, it killed your sister.
He made her melancholy, sad and heavy, and so she died. Had she been light like you, of such a merry, nimble, stirring spirit, she might have been a grandam ere she died, and so may you, for a light heart lives long.
What's your dark meaning, Mouse, of this light word?
A light condition in a beauty dark.
We need more light to find your meaning out.
You'll mar the light by taking it in snuff, therefore I'll darkly end the argument.
Look what you do. You do it still in the dark.
So do not you, for you are a light wench.
Indeed, I weigh not you, and therefore light.
You weigh me not, oh, that you care not for me.
Great reason, for past care is still past cure.
Well bandied both, a set of wit well fine. You have a favour too? Who sent it, and what is it?
Ah, would you knew? And if my face were but as fair as yours, my favour were as great. But witness this. Nay, I have verses too. I thank Barone, the numbers through, and were the numbering too. I were the fairest goddess on the ground. I am compared to 20,000 fairs. Oh, he has drawn my picture in this letter.
Anything like?
Oh,
Anything like?
much in the letters, nothing in the praise.
Beauteous as ink, a good confusion.
Fair as a text be in a copybook.
Where pencils? How? Let me not die your debtor. My red dominical, my golden letter. Oh, that your face were full of O's.
A pox of that jest, and I beshrew all shrows. But Catherine, what sent to you from fair domain?
Madame, this glove.
Did he not send you twain?
Yes, madame, and moreover, some 1,000 verses of a faithful lover, a huge translation of hypocrisy, vividly compiled, profound simplicity.
This and these pearls to me sent long a while. The letter is too long by half a mile.
I think no less. Dost thou wish in heart the chain were longer and the letter short?
Aye, or I would these hands might never part.
We are wise girls to mock our lovers so.
They are worse fools to purchase mocking so. Same Barone, I'll torture ere I go. Oh, that I knew he were but in by the week. Oh, I would make him phone and beg and seek and wait the season and observe the times and spend his prodigal wits in bootless rhymes and shape his service wholly to my device and make him proud to make me proud that jests. So pretend like would I o'erswear his state that he should be my fool and I his fate.
None are so surely caught when they are catched as wit turned fool, folly in wisdom hatched. Hath wisdom's horns and the help of school, and wit's own grace to grace a learned fool.
The blood of youth burns not with such excess as gravity's revolt to wantons be.
Folly is in fools bears not so strong a note as foolery in the wise, when wit doth dote, since all the power thereof it doth apply to prove by wit worth in simplicity.
There they go. Thank you very much to the ladies of France. That was a lot of fun. Whoa, those girls really go to it. Brave the men of Navarre to take on them. Well done, well done, well done. Oh, so much fun. That's a lovely play. We got to do that again sometime. There's just too many good plays out there, people. We need more time. We need more plays. Right. So the last one for this afternoon, we are going to go back to 12th night because it ain't quite there yet, and we had a lot of fun doing it just before Christmas. Just before I introduce this particular scene, just going to let you know that we will not be here next week doing anything live for you. For our program for this coming year is going to be week on, week off. So we will be here doing scenes, then take a Sunday off, then do a play, then take a Sunday off, then do scenes, and so on and so on and so on through the year. That's the plan. We'll see how it works out. But even once we are all allowed out back and into theatres where we intend to be in, if not this year, then next year we will be there. We're going to keep this going because, frankly, we're enjoying it and we think you're enjoying it. So what is the reason for stopping? We will be here in 2 weeks' time. So on Sunday the 17th, join us at 3 o'clock for our first play of 2021, which is Winter's Tale. Because, as it says, a sad tale's best for winter. Well, maybe it is, but it's also a spring story about the return of life and the return of love. And I know January, it feels like winter, but spring is definitely there. So that's where we're starting this year. So join us in a couple of weeks for Winter's Tale. But before we get there, let's stick with 12th night because we're not quite done with Christmas. So we're just going to have one scene of a little bit of, troublesome fun and games between Sir Toby Belch, Maria, and Sir Andrew Aguecheek. So we are going to the kingdom of Illyria, to the house of the Lady Olivia. If you were with us here at 3 o'clock, we visited there already once today, but this is different. This is earlier in the play. And in this scene, we're going to meet Sir Toby Belch, who is Olivia's cousin for the first time. Now, he is fond of a drink and a good time, and basically just is a guy who wants to do what he wants to do because he wants to do it. And he has his friend, Sir Andrew, to help him along in having good times. But he also has his friend, Maria. And Maria, who is the servant to Lady Olivia, she tackles Sir Toby very much on his own ground and will not take any nonsense from him. So we've had a little cross and jostle from our loving ladies of France. Let's see what happens when we go to Illyria. So can I just check that we have our Toby, our Andrew, and our Maria ready to go?
Ready.
Awesome. Right. So for the last time this afternoon, off you go, guys. Take it away. Enjoy.
What? A plague means Mathis to take the death of her brother thus. I am sure cares an enemy to life.
By my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier nights. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exceptions to your ill hours.
Right, let her accept before accepted.
Aye, but you must confine yourself within the modest limits of order.
Confine? I'll confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes are good enough to drink in, and so be these boots too. And they be not, let them hang themselves in their own straps.
Now that quaffing and drinking will undo you. Now I heard my lady talk of it yesterday, and of a foolish knight that you brought in one night here to be her wooer.
Oh, Sir Andrew Aguecheek.
Aye, he.
He is as tall a man as any in Illyria.
And what's that to the purpose?
Why, he hath 3,000 ducats a year.
Aye, but he'll have but a year in all these ducats. He's a very fool and a prodigal.
Fie! That you'd say so. He plays over the Via de Gambo and speaks 3 or 4 languages, word for word, without book. And he hath all the gifts of nature.
He hath indeed almost natural. For besides that, he's a fool. He's a great quarreller, and but that he hath the gift of a coward, to allay the gust he hath in quarrelling. 'Tis thought among the prudent he would quickly have the gift of a grave.
By the sand, they are scoundrels and subcontractors that say so of him. Who are they?
They that add, moreover, he's drunk nightly in your company.
With drinking to my niece's health. I'll drink to her as long as there is passage in my throat and drink in Illyria. He is a coward and a cloistral that will not drink to my niece till his brains turn out of his toes like a parish top. What wench? Castello Vulgo, here comes Sir Andrew Eggerface.
Sir Toby Belch? How now, Sir Toby Belch?
Sweet Sir Andrew.
Bless you, fair shrew.
And you too, sir.
Sir Andrew, accost.
What's that?
My niece's chambermaid.
Good Mistress Accost, I desire better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good Mistress Mary Accost.
Very knight. Accost is.
Are you?
Mount her, board her, woo her, assail her.
By my troth, I would not undertake her in this company. Is that the meaning of accost?
Fare you well, gentlemen.
And thou let her part so, Sir Andrew? Would thou mightest ever draw sword again?
And you part so, mistress. I would I might never draw sword again. Fair lady, do you think you have fools in hand?
Sir, I have not you by the hand.
Mary, but you shall have, and here's my hand.
Now, sir, thought is free. I pray you bring your hand to the buttery bar and let it drink.
Wherefore, sweetheart? What's your metaphor?
It's dry, sir.
Why, I think so. I'm not such an ass, but I can keep my hand dry. But what's your jest?
A dry jest, sir.
Are you full of them?
Aye, sir. I have them at my finger's end. Marry now, I let go your hand. I am barren.
Oh, knight, thou lackest a cup of canary. When did I see thee so put down?
Never in your life, I think, unless you see canary put me down, methinks. Sometimes I have no more wit than a Christian or an ordinary man has. But I am a great eater of beef, and I believe that does harm to my wit.
No question.
And I thought that I'd forswear it. I'll ride home tomorrow, Sir Toby.
Pourquoi, my dear knight?
What is pourquoi? Do or not do? I would I had bestowed that time in the tongues that I have in fencing, dancing, and bear-baiting. Oh, had I but followed the art.
Then hadst thou an excellent head of hair.
Why, would that have mended my hair?
Ask question. For thou seest, it will not cool my nature.
But it becomes me well enough, does not?
Excellent. It hangs like flax on a distaff, and I hope to see a housewife take thee between her legs and spin it off.
Faith, I'll home tomorrow, Sir Toby. Your niece will not be seen, or if she be, it's 4-1. She'll none of me. The Count himself here hard by woos her.
She'll none of the Count. She'll not match above her degree, neither in estate, years, nor wit. I have heard her swear it. Tut, there's life in it, man.
I'll stay a month longer. I am a fellow of the strangest mind in the world. I delight in masks and revels, sometimes altogether.
Art thou good at these kickshaws, knight?
As many a man in Illyria, whatsoever he be, under the degree of my betters, and yet I will not compare with an old man.
Ooh, what is thy excellence in a galliard, knight?
Faith, I can cut a caper.
Yeah, and I can cut the mutton too.
And I think I have the back trick, simply as strong as any man in Illyria.
Wherefore are these things hid? Wherefore have these gifts a curtain before him? Are they like to take dust like a minstrel's mal picture? Why dost thou not go to church in a galliard and come home in a coranto? My very walk should be a jig. I would not so much as make water, but in a syncope. What dost thou mean? It is a word to hide venturing. I think by the excellent constitution of thy leg, it was formed under the star of a galliard.
Aye, 'tis strong, and it does indifferent well in a damned collared stock. Shall we sit about some revels?
What shall we do else? Were we not born under Taurus?
Taurus, that's sides and heart.
No, sir. It is legs and thighs. Let me see thee caper. Oh, excellent. Higher. Excellent.
Thank you very much, guys. Love the moves, Joaquin. Keep going, keep going. Right, everybody back on, please. Let us say a thank you and a farewell for kicking off 2021 so beautifully. Wonderful moments from all of you. I've got Isabella and Margaret and everybody. I've got Rosalind. You're all buzzing in my head. Angelo, that was fantastic. Thank you all for bringing it, as you always do. I look forward to many more games with all of you guys on the screen this year. To those of you watching, I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. So again, we will not be here next week. But we're leaving up our Midsummer Night Stream, which we brought back over Christmas. So that's going to be up for another week. But then 2 weeks today, we will be back with the first new play. We're going to do Winter's Tale. And please don't ask us how we're doing the bear, because we're still working on that. All right, to everybody out there, have yourselves a safe, happy, healthy week. It's interesting times. Please keep yourselves and each other safe. And let's just all keep going. We'll get through this. And we're going to do it with Shakespeare. So that's going to be helpful to everybody. Right, all of you, thank you very much. Valentina, thank you for keeping us together technically, as well as for Rosalining so beautifully. I really enjoyed that. So take us off the air. We'll be back in 2 weeks. See you all then. Do get in touch with us in between if you want to. See you soon. Bye, 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 bye. Waving. Everybody's waving. Cheers.
Keep waving. Keep waving.
You just like us waving.
Yes. There we go.